Guys, we continue with our talk about the relationship. As I mentioned in every session, this information can work for people who are in a relationship, or if you don't have a romantic relationship, you also gonna learn some skills to use in any form of relationship, like a work a relationship in the family, at the school. So because the skills can be applicable in any relationship with anyone. As I mentioned last few sessions, try to memorize this stuff. Couples should have discussion about these topics all the time. How to renew our love and excitement, how to show love, acceptance, empathy. Also have a conversation about childhood differences and the family of origin. Also differences in personality, and how to recognize these differences and how to respect these differences as well. We have a discussion about also the cognitive distortion and the core beliefs and how it can impact a relationship. And what we talk about today is how we're going to handle conflict and defensiveness. Okay, this is also important part of relationship. In future sessions, we're going to talk about sexual. I think next one we'll talk about sexual intimacy, boundaries, parenting, how to keep romance alive, how to experience gratitude, forgiveness, letting go, how to cope with the challenges, and how to share dreams and the goals for future. So if you are in a relationship, keep this in a piece of paper or something, or a card. When you see the relationship is going down, if you want to revive the relationship, I would go through the list and see if there is any defect in any of these areas. And again, if you are planning to have discussion about these topics, you need to be, non-judgmental, respectful, and open, and try, before and after the discussion, hug and smile. For today, we're going to discuss two things. The same as every topic, we discuss two areas or 2 points. Today, we'll be talking about conflict. Okay, so you need to know in any relationship that conflict is an unavoidable part. Any relationship will have conflict. Because as I mentioned before, there is similarities and there are differences between people. The differences will create conflict, but differences also create attraction. So you need to relax, accept that conflict is part of the relationship, but as much as you can, avoid the aggressive and the critical attitude when there is a conflict. So conflict will happen all the time, okay? But we need to be away from, or stay away from these negative attitudes. We discussed them before in the DBT, like discounting, like you focus on your partner negative side and you discount the positive. In every discussion, you just focus on the negative. Okay, so this is, we don't want to use this when there is a conflict. Withdrawing or abandoning. So you withdraw from the relationship or you abandon your partner for a few days or few weeks because there is a conflict. Also, we don't want to use this one. Threatening, physical or verbal threatening. This is also is not a healthy communication. Blaming your partner for the conflict and for every problem, any problem with the kids, problem with the school, problem with finance, or any problem, you blame them. Belittling, this is also a negative attitude. Guilt tripping, like you make them feel guilty for everything. Derailing, which is a change topic, okay, or distraction when there is a conflict. Taking away, when you used to do something, let's say you and your partner have a date every Saturday, for example, or go to movie theater every Saturday, whatever, and you have this habit, and then when there is a conflict, you take away this positive thing in your relationship, or you hug each other in the morning, and then when there is a conflict, you don't, you take away this part. So we wanna, when there is a conflict, accept that this is part of the relationship and try to avoid the critical, aggressive attitude. And to work more on how we resolve a conflict, you need to have this discussion. And this is our exercise number 1. So I want you to choose 3 or 4 of these questions to answer. Okay, if you are in a relationship now, okay, I would suggest you take these questions, all of them, and discuss it, share it with your partner, and have a conversation about them. But for today's session, I want you to talk as if Dr. Atala is the one asking you these questions. I'm asking you or asking you about your partner. For example, the first question, when there is a conflict, are you disrespectful to your partner? Or is your partner disrespectful to you? So this is a question. Are you, when there is a conflict, are you disrespectful to your partner or not? Another question is, do you make your partner feel stupid or worthless? Or the same thing, does your partner make you feel stupid or worthless when there is a conflict? Another question, when there is a conflict, do you usually stay calm or you escalate easily? And the same thing about your partner. When there is a conflict, does your partner stay calm or he or she escalate easily? Do you judge your partner or does your partner judge you? Do you listen to your partner point of view, and does your partner listen to your point of view? So you need to answer this question about yourself or about your partner. So of course, if you are in a relationship, after the session, take this question and you both can do this activity. Another question is, are you able to express a complaint or a problem or something you want or something you need when in a relationship or when you have a conflict? So are you able to express yourself and express a complaint? Are you able to resolve things with your partner? Do you think a conflict making positive changes in the relationship? Yeah, some people, when it is too much conflict, it's gonna create negative changes in the relationship. But sometimes a little bit of conflict is always good because it's gonna create positive changes in the relationship. So do you think what are positive changes that could happen because of conflict? The last question is, how can you make your conflict with your partner less difficult? Okay. And then there is a general question here at the end, how could partner negotiate and resolve conflict well? If you want to answer this one too. So again, you don't have to answer for the session today. For the discussion, you choose, maybe 3 or 4 of these questions and answer them. You can describe yourself or describe your partner, or you describe you and your partner. Again, I'm going to go through them very quick. So when there is a conflict, are you disrespectful to your partner? And is your partner disrespectful to you? Do you make your partner feel stupid or worthless? The same thing about your partner. Does he make you feel stupid or worthless? Usually within a conflict, do you stay calm or things escalate easily? Do you judge your partner? Does your partner judge you? Do you listen to each other point of view? Are you able to express a complaint or not? Can you and your partner resolve things? Do you think when there is a conflict, is this going to make positive changes in relationship? What can you do to make conflict less difficult, and how can partner negotiate and resolve a conflict well? So this is our first exercise. The second part for today is defensiveness. I like this quote. So I thought that it's a good idea to put it here. What counts in making happy marriage is not much how compatible we are, but how we deal with incompatibility. Again, what counts in making a happy marriage is not so much how compatible we are, but how we deal with incompatibility. Because there will be incompatibility and there will be conflict. The point here is how we're going to deal with it. Okay. You want something and they want something. What we're going to do now? This is also here a reminder about an acronym that we used so many times. You know, it is, again, it's part of DBT, is dear man. This is when there is a conflict or there is something you want or you want to get something from the relationship in a healthy manner, how you're going to address what you want. So this acronym stand for, so the D stand for describe. I'll go quick. So we did it so many times. If you want to, by the way, if you want to go on YouTube, you want to listen, I uploaded all the talks about DBT. If you want to quickly listen to these talks, you can go to the slides on YouTube and find the slides. So D, so when there is a conflict and you want something, what should you do? First, D, describe, to be able internally to describe what you want. Usually you want more of this or less of this, or you want them to continue doing something or stop doing something. So you need to be able to describe what you want. Like you want, maybe you want your partner to stay more time with you, or maybe you want them to come early from work or whatever. So you need to be able to describe what you want. Then express. E stand for express. Express, how I'm going to express. You express using I statement, not you statement. Okay, I, not you. So for example, your partner is always late at work. So you tell them, oh, you're always late. No, don't use this way of addressing the problem. You can use, you know, I feel lonely every time you are late. So you start with I instead of you. Okay. A stand for assert or ask. So which is, if you are able to describe what you want and you know how to express it, do it. So you're going to ask. How are you going to ask? You're going to ask using softening statement. Softening statement. Like, would you please, could you please, using these softening statement will help with getting what you want. Reinforce, the R is reinforce. Reinforce means like show them there is something positive you're going to get out of what I want. So, for example, if you come early from work, you know, we can watch a movie together, or we can have dinner together, or we can go for a walk. So show them that what you want is not just good for you, it is good for them and good for you and good for the relationship. And if there are kids, good for the kids. So you reinforce the idea. Mindful means, like, you know, as I was talking, some people will use derailing or distraction. So try to be like a broken record, like keep repeating your request. Okay. A again is appear confident. Appear confident when you ask for something. How I'm going to appear confident? In your voice tone, facial expression, your body movement. All these things can show confidence. The last one is negotiate, which is to be able to open to alternative. Like, so you want something, but what if they bring up a new idea? So be willing to accept, you know, alternative options. So again, this is dear man. So memorize it, you know, use it when you want something. Make sure you check the list. Okay, when you want something. And they ask me, some people, when they listen to this stuff, they say, these are very basic. While teaching us, we know that this is what we need to do, and we do it. It's easy. The problem when there is an anxiety or depression or emotional dysregulation or conflict, you'll not be able to do these stuff. Some people can do it naturally, but others, they need to practice it all the time and be mindful about these steps. So again, describe what you want, more or less of something. Express, using I statement, not you statement. ask with a softening statement. Would you, my sweetheart, honey, like this, softening statement. Reinforce, showing that this is a win-win situation. Mindful, like repeat yourself when it is not clear or your partner trying to distract. Appear confident in your facial expression and the voice tone. Negotiate means be open to alternatives. Okay. So this is exercise number 2. The first 3 questions in this exercise is they are just asking about some defense mechanism. I don't know if you heard about them: avoidance, denial, acting out. Sometimes when people in a conflict, they use something called defense mechanism. Some of these defense mechanisms are pathological. Some of them are healthy. You can read about defense mechanism, but these 3 are unhealthy ones. When there is a conflict or something, or a problem, you try to, be quiet or ignore or distract yourself or overindulge in watching TV or eating or shopping. So we call this avoidance. Okay. Or denial. When there is a problem, you pretend or act like nothing happened, or by not following through what you need to be done. So we call this denial. Or just acting out. You yell at your partner or criticize them or become very demanding or argumentative. Okay. There's a problem with the defense mechanism. If you read about psychology, most of them are subconscious. Okay. Like you do them, you don't know that you're doing them unless someone tells you, oh, by the way, you are in a denial. Okay. Or by the way, you are acting out and you are not solving your real problems. Okay. So it needs a lot of self-awareness to bring the subconscious to the conscious. Okay. And if you can do this to bring the subconscious to conscious, you will be like Freud or Carl Jung or Buddha or all these big names, or Dr. Atala, these big names. I'm joking. When you bring the subconscious to the conscious, you achieve a certain level of, psychological stability and also spiritual growth. So yeah, go back to these questions. So tell me, do you use avoidance by being quiet, ignore the problem, distract yourself with something, or deny that there is a problem at all by acting like there is nothing happened, or acting out, which is like aggressive attitude more, or criticizing, or being argumentative? Another question, do you think when you are defensive in resolving conflict, does this resolve anything or not? So do you think defensive-ness stop you from resolving problems? Another question, do you feel attacked by your partner, or do you attack your partner? As we mentioned in previous exercise, there are certain aggressive attitudes, blaming, belittling, drailing, threatening, abandoning. These are, so do you feel attacked by your partner, or do you feel that you are the one who attack your partner? Okay. And another question, is there something you can do to make your partner hear you more or hear you without feeling attacked? So is there something you can do or your partner do to make your partner hear you better? I think we talk about, describe, assert, be confident, use softening statement, be mindful about what you want, and describe what you want. Anyway, these questions, you can answer, choose 2 or 3 or 4 of these questions, or tell me about situation where you can practice Dear Man and how you're going to practice it. Tell me about situation where you can practice Dear Man and tell me how you're going to practice it. Okay. So again, D, describe, express, ask, reinforce, mindful, appear confident, and negotiate. I'm going to copy the questions here if so be easier for you. I'll give you 5 minutes. Again, you're going to choose 3 of these questions to answer and the 3 from the other exercise, and Brooklyn will run the discussion.